Hi everyone, welcome to today's session of Rebel TV. We are going to be talking about positive self-talk today, which is a real strong base that you need in your foundation for basically being who you are if you want to make it anywhere in life. I have two wonderful guests today. I've got Francine and I've got Holly, and I'm going to let them each take a moment or two to introduce themselves. Francine, if you want to go ahead and start.
Hi, I'm Francine of the .com Mums, and I'm mum to a 2-year-old daughter, and I live in the Midlands in the UK.
Great. Holly, how about you?
Hey, I'm Holly Mitson of hollymitson.com. Work at home, mompreneur here. I got 5 kids. Absolutely love what I do. Love the people I work with. I'm too blessed to be stressed.
Thanks, guys. I am Katrina, otherwise known as Lady Druid. I have 7 kids, and I have been a stay-at-home mom for a long time, and I absolutely love doing my own thing and being able to work around my own business and call my own hours. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and dive right into talking about positive self-talk. This is a really big subject for me. I absolutely love this. It's something that I've probably embraced since I was a little kid. My parents really taught me how important it is to have a positive belief in yourself. Now, we all have a voice inside our heads that it impacts who we are and how we live our lives. Most of us can easily slip and fall into a negative chatter, and it pulls us in the wrong direction. So wouldn't it make sense to develop a habit of positive self-talk? So it uplifts you, it helps increase your confidence, it enables you to attract what your heart desires, and it allows you to adopt a healthier lifestyle, and it helps reduce stress. And I'm big on that. I love when I can just let stress go away. So let's talk about how to make it a habit. Holly, we'll start with you. When do you practice positive self-talk, and how do you do that?
You know, honestly, I think I do it every single day. I have young kids, if you can't see or hear them in the background. There's times, let's be honest, as moms, we can get very, what's the right word, very overwhelmed, very like, oh my gosh, my house is a mess, oh my gosh, I'm tired of all this. So it can be, you know, especially when having little kids, it's something that I have to practice every single day. Usually all day. There's a technique and a thing that I use to just kind of turn my any kind of negative thoughts that come in on me and to immediately switch them around.
That's great. It's an incredible help when you have kids always under your feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Francine, how about you? When do you practice positive self-talk, and how do you do it?
Pretty much same as what Holly said. You know, as a mum, you kind of find yourself questioning your job as a mother and how well you're doing at it, and so, you know, I find that really positive self-talk constantly throughout the day is, you know, really something that's needed. Well, in my life anyway.
I totally agree with both of you. I am so there. I constantly hear people say, I don't want this and I don't want that, and that's a negative vibe that sends us into a spiral that's really hard to get out of. And we see it everywhere we go, and in fact it happens even within our houses. So Francine, what's the fastest way for you to pull yourself out of a negative fall?
I'm pretty good actually now at just catching myself when you know, I hear the voices in my head start, you know, saying some negative chatter, and I'm quite quick to catch on to it and just turn it around. If I feel like I'm kind of being dragged down a little bit by the negative chatter, then you know, I'll probably turn to you know, a motivational audio or something to listen to just kind of break that cycle.
So do you try to keep audio with you or something with you, like if you're out and about, that you can kind of tune into that?
Yes, yeah, I generally have like my iPod with me, so I'll just put that on if I'm out at the shops with my daughter, and, you know, I can just put that in one ear and just, you know, use the pushchair and just listen to it whilst being a mum.
That's great. Actually, I want to come back to that a little bit later and see what kind of suggestions you might have for audio and what you listen to. How about you, Holly?
See, the fastest way for me to pull, I mean, we're talking about that I have a mom cave.
Yeah, tell everyone about that.
I fully take, I love my mom cave. I have this little room. It's too small to be a bedroom, but it's big enough that I can fit my desk and my clothes, and it's just my spot that I go. And that's one of, you know, when I get really frustrated, I just need I need to turn myself around. Everybody in my house knows mom's going upstairs. When the door shuts, leave mom alone. It only takes me about 5 or 10 minutes, but I go in my mom cave and I really just breathe a minute and I get to the bottom of what exactly it is that's bothering me so I can fix it and address it and then move on with my life. Because if we start hanging on to all the little negative, bitter things in our life, it can really start affecting us in every single aspect of our life. So I figure if I can just sit down, figure exactly what it is, and then just release it, it's done. And then start focusing on the things that are working good and the things that are positive and my why, and that helps. That works every time.
That's great. What do you do if you're out around town and stuff?
If I'm around town, you know, I do have audios. I love music, so most of the time I'll just pop in some music. I sing in my car like no one's business, and that always gets me into just a different kind of place. Music is big for me.
I'm kind of like that too. I think I probably get a lot of strange looks from other people. They're passing me by because I've always got something going on, and it's always something that I know, so I'm always singing to it. And I used to tell my kids it's really bad that, you know, some of the old songs that I grew up with, they'll occasionally come on, and it's like, well, I don't care for that one. They're like, well, why are you singing? It's like, because I know all the words.
There's just something about singing. It always lifts you up. I don't know what it is.
Yep, I agree. Okay, so back to negative. I hate to do this. So it's not fun to have the negative people around you with that negative attitude, and it kind of leaves, at least for me, it leaves a really nasty taste in my mouth. I mean, it's like a physical thing, and it drives me nuts. So how do you handle the negative people around you if you can't just get up and leave? Holly?
I believe that you shouldn't feed into their negativity. So I always try to take their negative and turn it into something positive. And if it's something that they don't want to receive, I believe that we're supposed to love everybody. Sometimes we can love people in silence, and some people we can love far away. So I just do my best to follow the conversation, turn it into a positive, and if I can't, I just kind of smile and nod and love that person anyway, and don't feed into where they're going.
Oh my gosh, I love that you can love people in silence. I think I'm going to have to put that up on my board. I really like this. Okay, Francine, how about you? What do you do when you've got people around you that are kind of giving off negative vibes, but you can't just get up and leave?
I actually used to be really bad at dealing with it, and you know, I just absorbed the energy, and I remember, you know, countless times when I'd just come away feeling so drained by it. So now I literally just do the same thing as what Holly does. You know, I'll try to turn around their negative into a positive, and you know, if that doesn't work, then I do just try to kind of listen to what they're saying, empathize with what they're saying, but you know, with that element of detachment, so that my energy's not being drained and I'm not coming away, you know, kind of feeling negative as well.
Sometimes it's hard to get out of the situation too, because some people are so buried in their negative thoughts that they can't even see light on the other side. They're so turned away from it. And it's hard when you run across that, because a lot of times you're trapped in that little area, and they won't even listen to the positive. So sometimes all you can do is just try to be positive yourself and at least create that feeling around you. Thanks, both of you, for sharing that. I appreciate that. Your self-talk, it creates your reality. And we can rewire our brains and create new thoughts and habits to bring us what we do want, as opposed to what we don't want. One thing I've noticed is how I go to bed tends to determine how I wake up in the morning. And so I try to be specific about the things that I do when I go to bed. Sometimes I'm so exhausted, it's really hard to separate my brain from just, oh, hello. But, Francine, what's the last thing that you do before you go to bed that you've kind of incorporated into your schedule or into your mind frame?
I actually do some meditation before I go to bed in the evening now, because I was finding that I was finding it difficult to shut my brain down and stop thinking about all the stuff that I've been doing online and that. So now I just take some time before I go to bed and I just meditate for 15-20 minutes and just try to kind of release everything that's gone on through the day, everything that's going on in my head. And I find that it really helps to just calm me down and kind of clear the slate, ready for the next day.
Meditation is fantastic. Just probably a couple of months ago, I had started I think it was a challenge that we had on our team, and it was to incorporate something into your lifestyle that helped to, I can't remember exactly what it was, but kind of boost what you were working on. And I chose to do meditation to help me with my business. And wow, it really surprised me. I've done meditation, hit and miss in the past, but when I concentrated on doing it for 7 days, it made such a difference that I really wanted to keep that in my daily regime. And it really astounded me the benefits that it had. It was a lot more than I ever could have dreamed. I mean, I knew, a lot of people meditate, and I knew it made a big difference, but until I tried it, it really, I had no clue what it really could do, and I was really impressed with it. Have you been doing meditation for quite a while, Francine?
Yeah, I have. I'm a yoga instructor, so the two kind of go hand in hand, and I've been a yoga instructor for over a decade now. So yeah, it's something that is a habit, an established habit for me, and it's always one of my go-to things to do when I've got lots going on in my head.
That makes sense. Yoga, meditation, yeah.
Yeah.
Holly, how about you? What's the last thing you try to do before you go to sleep every night?
Meditation is awesome. Just being able to be, I definitely am always at like a spiritual place, and that meditation and prayer and finding that strength inside of yourself. And that's awesome that, right before you go to bed, I'm going to have to start really trying that. Honestly, the last thing I do before I go to bed, like, me and my husband never get to hang out because we're both so busy. So right before we go to bed, that's like our time. Like, everything else is gone. There's no kids. There's no business. There's no anything. And it's just me and my husband and us just connecting with each other for a day and talking and building that friendship with each other. And for me, it's so important to have that balance, because that keeps you positive. That keeps you being able to, when your life is in full balance and alignment with each other. So that's what I do right before I go to bed. I make sure that I invest in my relationship and my marriage.
That's fantastic. I don't have that option. My husband actually works 12-hour shifts right now on third shift, and I miss that time. And it's been many years, actually, since we've had that. So you almost kind of do a meditation of sorts with each other, don't you, Holly?
We do, yeah. Yeah, and that's really grown us, is that we can come together and do that, to be that way together. Oh, Mom,
that's fantastic. Okay, so put that aside. Now we've hopefully got our beds and our sleep time settled. Then when you wake up in the morning, you obviously want to start your day on the best foot that you can. So Holly, how do you start your day? What do you try to always incorporate into your mornings for your positive beginning to your day?
My morning routine is very, very important to me. I actually wake up like 5 o'clock in the morning to make sure I'm up before everybody else, just so I can go and I can sit and be in that, wake up, have a cup of coffee, get in that stillness. I read, I pray, and I just have that. I always read before I ever pick up my computer or anything else, I'm reading something in personal development. I'm meditating over some things that have been going through my mind the past couple days, and really just sit on just new things and new possibilities, and give myself that time to really prepare for everything that is going to happen within the next hour or two after I'm up.
You do this in bed, or is this something you save for your mom cave? Or
oh yes, this is my mom cave. Yep. I hop right in. I get out of bed, go to the bathroom, wash some face, get some water, and wake up a little bit, and I'm straight in my mom cave, and I have my book right there and my comfy chair, and I try to wake up every day thankful, and just really go through the list of things that I'm thankful for and the good things that are happening, and really just express that, even out loud sometimes. Because when you say things out loud, then you speak life into them. So I always make a practice to start speaking life into all areas that I have going on, and I do that every morning religiously. And you can tell if I don't do it, there's a big difference in me. So my family has made sure that I have my time in the morning to go get myself in the right frame and do my little routine that I have.
That's fantastic. I'm really trying to, figure out where in my house I can put a mom cave, because I really like that idea.
Everybody needs a mom cave. Every mom.
Yeah. It's a good idea. We need that me time for a reason. Francine, how about you? What do you do to start your mornings out to make sure that you're starting with a good, solid day?
It's fairly simple for me. I just have a stack of affirmation cards, and I just draw one of those every morning when I get up. And more often than not, it seems appropriate for how I'm feeling for the day ahead. And so I just I read through that out loud, and that just helps to set the tone for the day. And that's something that I refer back to throughout the day as well.
That's fantastic. Actually, I wanted to touch on that a little bit. A lot of us have mantras or affirmations or afformations that we like to make sure that we've got as just something that we can pull forward, or something that we make sure that we talk to ourselves about every day to make sure we get in our brain. So Francine, what are some of the ones that you remember or that really stick in your mind that are that kind of try to lead you towards a positive type of mindset?
I think a pertinent one for how I've been feeling recently is I am enough just as I am right now, because sometimes you can, especially as a mum, you can feel like you're not enough, you're not doing enough, and so that's one that I really like.
Great. Holly, how about you? Do you have any mantras or any affirmations or afformations that you really like to make part of your life daily?
I do. I think they're really important because, again, that's speaking life into your life. So a lot of times, I feel funny saying I'm on video, but I'm going to, because you got to get uncomfortable sometimes. But every day I'm like, I am a successful person. I am divinely led. I attract successful people. Gosh, what are some of the other ones? I have them all written down. I wrote like a list out of 10 of them, and they're up in my mom cave in my little board. Those are the main ones that are sticking out at the moment anyway. But really, yeah, that's about it.
That was fantastic. It's one thing that's really suggested in the mentors or leaders these days when they're talking about positive attitude is have sayings or mantras or just simple sentences or even paragraphs that we literally read every morning, something that resonates with us, and have those that we repeat to ourselves so we can start to make them part of ourselves, because what we think becomes who we are. And if we're constantly just letting our brains just think whatever, then we become whatever. That doesn't sound all that enticing to me. But if we are constantly trying to feed our brains with positive things that we truly want to become part of us, then then we start to gravitate towards that type of person or that type of personality. And that's really what we want to do, is to design who we are, not to let the world design that. Holly, who would you say is probably your favorite mentor as far as positive talk or positive attitudes?
You know, I really, when you asked me that question before the show, I was trying to think, because I really only like to work with positive people, and I won't call them a mentor unless they are a positive person and they're living the life that I want. So out of everybody that I know and out of everybody that I've seen and I've worked with, I'm going to have to say Niamh Arthur. She is like on it, and she's always coming up with new ideas and helping the world turn that negative talk around and make a better, pursue people to, or help people pursue their dreams. She just inspires a lot of people. I have a lot of respect for Niamh.
She does. She's really out there too, and very much up to date. That sounds horrible, but it's so true, because we're, everything is constantly evolving or changing or growing, but she's always right there on top of it. I like that. Thanks. Francine, how about you? Who would you consider probably your favorite mentor or more? You're on mute.
Sorry, I knew I'd forget. I don't know whether I'd say I have a favourite. I mean, I just follow a lot of positive people, because obviously, it's important to be surrounded by positive people. So I wouldn't say that there's anyone in particular, but I just enjoy following a lot of different people that I resonate with on other levels as well.
It is kind of hard to pick out favorites, isn't it? There are so many good ones out there right now, and they're coming out of the woodwork, really, and a lot of them have been around for a long time, as far as some of the leaders in the area. But we are out of time. It always goes so fast. And I want to thank everybody for joining us today. And please get back to whoever invited you here. There's probably a button on the page that you're on below this that you can get in touch with them and find out more information. And our team is absolutely fantastic. We've got some really highly positive, motivational people on our team, and it's really neat being surrounded by them. But I want to thank my guests today, Holly and Francine, both of you. It's been a lot of fun talking, and you guys have definitely helped hit the point home today, and I really appreciate you coming on. And please feel free to join Rebel TV every weekday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's also one tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe it is, for the After Dark, for those who can't be on during work hours or the JOB hours. But thanks, everyone, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.